North Dakota After Dark is proudly brought to you by Endries Construction Services. With over 20 years of experience in all areas of construction, projects that include banks, oral surgery offices, dental offices, schools, retail space, and auto body shops, you name it, they can build it. They offer assistance with all phases of construction from the initial design all the way through completion. You dream it, they make it a reality. Your next project, looking to be a breeze? Call the folks at Endries.
Welcome to North Dakota After Dark. It's not quite dark, but we'll call it close enough. We were very recently reminded by our attorneys that we have not had a relative of Kelly's on the show in some time, and we are contractually obligated to do so. So I'd like everyone to please welcome Annie to the program.
Welcome.
Annie, thanks for being here.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you guys got all my anonymously addressed letters requesting that I appear on your show.
You know who should be, and
yeah.
Schmaltz.
It was really, yeah, it's really nice. We appreciate you sending him any of those letters I drop off at Corey's, because I typically assume there's a noxious white powder in them. So I thought if it makes it past Corey, we're perfectly fine,
Well, it had been a whole 6 months since I got a letter made of cut up magazine, so it wasn't scary or threatening in any manner.
I'm glad to make you feel comfortable.
Yeah. And so here we are.
And great, guys, I still have a brother and another sister who hasn't been on here, so we are set for guests. Okay,
yeah.
You guys,
Bad news. I'm the funniest one, so it's all downhill from here.
that is true.
I would also like to talk to your mother, because when I actually picked up your son, I walked up to try and introduce myself, and she just shut the door, just make sure there was a barrier. So
Chris Spicer,
Isn't that what's
the rule of stranger danger? And the world is a scary place, and people are trying to hurt you.
Yeah.
Okay, so
She probably thought you were trying to she probably had her bathrobe on. So she was
that is
looking
true. She is the Hugh Hefner of Riverside Park.
yeah.
A woman
I thought
has an incredible selection of bathrobes, and she wears them often.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I thought Kyle getting a door slammed in his face was just the kosher goodbye.
No, I had a really tough couple of weeks, and then I got 2 or 3 hugs goodbye, and I'm struggling to recover from that.
Yeah.
I wondered why our branded "Take the Hint" Kyle shirts weren't selling well.
So we'll revisit that at a later time, because I have some more ideas. But for now, question to start off for Kelly and Corey. Andy and I spent a lot of time coordinating our outfits today. What the fuck's wrong with you guys?
Yeah, just in my goth era.
I like it. Yeah.
Wasn't another one of those anonymous letters, you guys?
Yeah.
I'm wearing a white T-shirt. I don't see why you think I didn't get the memo.
It's true. It's just me.
With lettering on it.
Matt is trying to camera.
Sorry, Matt's trying to show us his package.
He's getting pants ready for a funeral. And so obviously this couldn't wait until we weren't, we're paying attention to you, Matt.
Yeah.
How many times have I told Matt that?
Another episode.
Yeah.
Somebody tell Matt. I've told him 100 times, but nudity and funerals do not mix.
Well, he's pushing an agenda, because he also sent our volleyball team a video about a naked volleyball league. And you could tell he was maybe hoping somebody would be like, why are we doing that? So there's some issues there.
Yeah. A lot more nudity than I expected on YouTube.
Yes, I thought the same thing. I thought for sure it was just going to be when I opened the video and it says content warning. You sure you want to watch this? And I'm like, oh, now I really do. And you open it and I'm thinking, oh, maybe they'll blur it out, or maybe it's just going to be shot from certain angles. Nope.
Full hog taker and
air oak volleyball.
Yeah.
Left very little to the imagination. It's what you think it is.
Yeah.
So.
The gals I would describe as built for speed, but A-cups can play volleyball too, and God bless them, right? Got to have a talent.
Well, and Amanda pointed out a really, really solid point, is that I don't think people wear clothes at volleyball because it's restrictive as much as it is protective. You're playing in sand.
Yeah.
So clothes are just a kind of a good idea. They're not bothersome. It's just kind of smart. So
Fair, yeah.
That's a YouTube channel I wish I wouldn't have just gone to.
You're getting it sent to you now, Corey. So
I just looked at it online, and you were not kidding. That is X-rated.
that
But
is,
I'm sure you brought your 9-year-old to that as well.
yeah, probably. What I'm also thinking is that we're all going to get a text from Tim Litzinger, and he's going to be like, "What are you guys looking at on the internet? You are on a list at my work now."
Yeah. Sorry.
All of you popped up at once, and I'd be like, "It was Matt." We didn't even want to see it.
It's nice that Matt can get an actual credit for this program. Even I noticed he changed the Zoom name back to Matt Moreland, so he has to get listed on YouTube again.
Again, he just wants to be. He's just upset that he's not the only repeat guest, and it is upsetting for him because we've had Margot twice, haven't we?
Matt's IMDb page is lit.
Yeah, Margot once solo, once with Max. Max is now gone, so we can go back to Margot again.
Lit.
Yeah.
Well, Matt's IMDb page might not be good, but his AMDB page is probably pretty solid.
Well, and his what is that? Elite prospects.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kyle made sure that is real good.
If you're listening to this and you haven't Googled Matt Moreland Elite Prospects, you probably should. It's good for you.
Yep. That's that fella I fell in love with. All right.
Not the one now, though, right?
No, I mean now we got the law involved and contracts are involved now, and you guys are lawyers. You know how this works, right?
Yeah. Nowadays, it's all just nudity and funerals.
Yeah, Catholics would just die together. That's what we do. That's how you know you're good Catholics.
It's no sand volleyball game.
It's no fair.
Well said.
I would feel like diving wouldn't be an option in that league. Like just scratchy and hot. Like, ugh.
You have to think about it.
Yeah, the sand is surprisingly abrasive.
Yep.
If you hit it the wrong way. So yeah, I think you really would have to be judicious with the slides.
God bless America. You know, actually, did I see at the end that was in Canada?
It was in Toronto.
That fits.
Bonjour.
Right?
Isn't that
It doesn't matter. It's a little thing, yeah.
I think that joke fits across the country, so I'd lean into it, you know?
You're going to.
Yeah.
So if we want to segue away from volleyball, as I mentioned,
We don't.
we can stick with it. I have lots to say. I have my high school volleyball jersey, and I'm really upset I'm not wearing it now. We have brought Annie onto the program at her request to talk about
Under
race.
the threat of violence.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, people were like, when is Kelly's younger, more attractive, funnier, more intelligent sister going to come on? And I was like, guys, soon, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody.
everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
I am younger.
She is younger, but everyone thinks I'm younger.
that's yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really a groundswell of public support to get you on the program now. And again, in terms of your bona fides to be a guest, really cut across a lot of different boundaries. You have a case tractor, which I like. Tell us about your kids and their sports so we can jump into it.
Okay. I have 4 kids. My oldest, Cash, is 14. He is a go-kart racer. He's raced go-kart for this will be our 6th year in go-karting. And he does trap shooting for Grand Forks Central. My daughter Lola is 11. She skates girls hockey for Grand Forks Youth Hockey. And she's also had the opportunity this summer to skate with the Red River Valley Ice Hawks. I think she's kind of good. And then there's Georgia. She's pretty. She's 8. That's about it. And then Huck is 4, and he will start hockey with Grand Forks Youth Hockey as a termite this fall.
And he's a t-ball player.
Oh,
forget.
Oh,
serious t-ball player.
Yeah.
very serious t-ball player. Just to jump on the Huck point there for a moment, recently had a golf tournament. Would you guys like to tell us about that and how it relates to Huck's entry into hockey?
Oh, so we just had about a week ago now, not quite a week, but the Bruce Spicer Memorial Golf Tournament. Bruce Spicer was our father. And
He's hella dead.
yeah, he died. We should lead up with that. That's where the memorial comes with.
Is that why your husband isn't wearing any pants?
Right. And you may notice we cope with our trauma feelings with humor. That's just, yeah, it's the trauma. It's the trauma.
Yeah.
And so he was a huge hockey fan. And so the proceeds for that tournament every year go to Grand Forks Youth Hockey. And it goes towards reducing the costs for the in-house program, which is termites and mites. And it's pretty cute because they wear jerseys that say Bruce Spicer Hockey on their chest. And it's really, really sweet. It's heartbreaking, but it's sweet. So
did Mace ever wear Bruce Spice? Okay.
Yep.
So
Jet
didn't.
Because Jet just missed it when they started doing that. But so we had the tournament on Thursday and it was awesome. It a very good success. Final numbers aren't back yet because they have to pay the golf course and everything. But our sister Katie, her business Berkshire Hathaway kind of spearheads it, and she had given me like just rough idea of where they were. And so again, this year it was huge success, but we're really, really lucky. Like the community response for that tournament is just insane. Like every year blows me away. Like I can't even believe how many people come out, how many businesses support, but it is awesome. And it keeps kids playing hockey. And especially because it's those little levels where that's where you're going to try hockey. Mm-hmm. So to see if you love it or not. And truly my dad would love that. He, every week, his whole week was consumed with, this hockey game for a grandkid, this hockey game, and he loved it. He didn't even, I mean, he used to travel for work and he would hustle back. And so he was a truck driver. So like, I don't mean like business suit traveled, like he'd come flying in, still head to toe dirt, back door of the Purple Arena because he wasn't going to miss Central playing Fargo Davies. Like that's how he felt. So, it's a very, very cool golf tournament. I hope we do it for years, and it's a ton of fun. I think everybody has a good time. We could also easily call it the Bailey Bjorgi tournament. She typically wins it by no cheating. She's just the most impressive golfer with Down syndrome you've ever seen in your entire life.
Yep.
So
longest putt,
longest drive.
Yeah.
She wins all of those.
Amazing. We're just it's pretty impressive.
Tremendous.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did everyone have a fun time?
We had a real fun time.
Yeah. Too much
fun. But that's all right.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm not for the record.
My 14-year-old permit, so I had a DD.
She did.
Oh, good.
Nice.
That's why we have kids.
Yeah.
For the record, I was supposed to be Team Fabian's a designated golf cart driver, but my stupid kid had to have state legion baseball in Jamestown, so I totally missed out.
Kids are selfish.
Kids, man.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to golf, but I was going to drive the hell out of that golf cart.
You would have done it, Corey. I know you would have. It would have been amazing. Yeah, that's true. Nobody would have. Which was it Cam or Parker had?
Cam had his state junior legion in Jamestown.
How did it wind up?
They won it all, actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he had himself a nice little tournament, won it all, and he's very mad because he hit a foot down from the top of the ivy wall, or he would have had a home run in the game. Oh. And so, of course, all the parents said to him, "Hey, nice job, nice hit." And I said, "If you wouldn't have skipped your workout on Tuesday, you might have had that one over the fence."
Yeah, that's what.
Because I'm a jerk.
Yeah, well, that's okay. You don't want these kids to feel too good. I think the problem is kids feel too good these days. Okay, and they need people to adjust. Right? Yeah.
Not in this household, they don't.
Not in this house.
Reassure you, they feel too good.
Yeah.
All 5'8" of us do not ever feel well achieved.
Amen.
There is a shirt on Facebook that I sent to Corey that says, "I yell because I care," and I think that very aptly explains everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Parenting done correctly.
Yeah. So you have a 8-year-old named Georgia that is cute. I have a niece that is 8-year-old. Her name is Georgia. She's also cute. Moving up the list. So you started with a girl in youth hockey. Now you're going to have a boy. Do you anticipate seeing things differently, moving from one gender to the other, even though gender is a construct?
So my oldest played hockey until he was a mite,
Okay.
but it was never really his thing. So I've kind of dipped my toes in the boy hockey world a little bit.
Okay.
It is different. I even Lola. So Lola, we had played boys hockey until last year was her first year with girls hockey.
Okay.
And it wasn't because I thought she was one of the flippin' Lamoureux sisters or anything like that. I hate watching coaches coach girls like a girl. And I wanted them to make her feel like shit, like a boy.
Yeah.
And
We don't care about your feelings.
grind her nose into that corner.
Yeah.
Tell her she sucks. Right. No, but I was really hesitant to make the switch to girls hockey for that reason. But actually it's been good. She has had really good coaches. She's had really good teammates. And they've actually been a pretty successful little team. So it's been okay. But it's two different beasts, girls hockey and boys hockey. It just is. I mean, you can try and make them the same, but they're not. It's different. And that's okay, I guess, but also not. But it's also
I think it's part of the nature of the kids there, right? Like it's they're going to approach it a different way. I think that people coach it maybe a slightly different way. So I think it just too many factors there to suggest that it would be the same all the way up. So
yeah, we've been very lucky. It's been the last year that they had was fantastic. They had coaches that coached them like kids, not girls.
Yeah.
Just for more than that with girls hockey.
But girls hockey is always, I think that's the awesome thing about it is it's continually getting better.
Oh my God.
It really.
When we played hockey.
Yep.
It was a joke.
We played girls hockey when we were little.
And it was ridiculous.
Yeah, but it was so new. Like they're just,
there was not even anyone to play.
No one to play.
The options were
Bemidji.
Stonewall and Bemidji.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we played in a barn in Stonewall, Canada, with a hole in the wall, and the snow was blowing onto the ice.
Yeah.
And then the parents yelled at us and said we were too rough, which they weren't talking to me because I gave minimal effort. So they're probably talking like Beth Flickle, who was stupid good at girls hockey.
Yeah.
So, but I was I know you're not talking to me. All right, I barely tie up here.
Kyle, is a hockey rink that has a hole in it that blows ice into the rink, is that the Canadian equivalent of a glory hole?
It is. We had several of those as well. The visitors' dressing room typically with just some plywood and a light, and that's really all you got. I would like to point out, however, that Stonewall's in Manitoba, which is, bottom of the barrel, Canadian province-wise.
Ranking.
Canada's anus.
No, that's Minot, North Dakota. Sorry.
No.
I'm sure.
I had to go there this week.
Canada's anus.
Interestingly enough, though, Manitoba, right beside the shining light of Canada, that I'd like to hear you pronounce now, Annie.
I told you how this is. Kyle is starts with an S, rhymes with Thatcher.
I feel like there's coaching going on here.
Pronounce that.
Saskatchewan.
No.
Thank you. Yes.
It's Saskatchewan.
That's why she's the best.
Pretty good, though. She was soft on that first syllable, so I'll accept it.
She said it right.
Wait. Bonjour. Can we go back to that?
From French-speaking Canada. It's okay.
I'm from Quebec.
Oh, man. Yeah. Nailed Quebec, though. Well done.
Spent my whole life trying that
You
one.
covered your eyes. You would have thought.
Is that Celine Dion?
Is that Celine?
Right, yeah.
Yeah. She is.
Welcome back, Celine. I guess we should jump into that at some point, too.
Never left.
Triumphant return.
Wow.
To the world stage.
I love that woman. I love that woman.
10. Not even 15 out of 10.
But also, I told you guys I went to Deadpool. And there's a reference to Canada.
Careful. No spoilers.
I won't give in. Okay.
Thank you.
And you know it's a deep plot because all those Marvel movies are really, Academy Award winning. But Ryan Reynolds talks about being from Canada in Deadpool. And I'm thinking we got Ryan Reynolds, we got Bieber, we got Alanis Morissette, we got Celine Dion. Canada's bringing the heat, and that's that. We're not even touching hockey players. We're just going celebrities. What? I know I'm missing a couple Canadian celebrities.
Well, don't forget about Jason Momoa and Nickelback. You don't want to miss either one of those.
Yeah,
Michael
exactly.
J. Fox.
Nickelback from Canada?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shania Twain.
Yeah,
Shania
right?
Twain.
Might I suggest then a party where everyone has to come dressed as their favorite Canadian? I'm going to come just like this. Kelly, you and Matt, Celine and Renee.
Oh, yeah.
I think Matt can pull it off.
I do too. But Renee's also hella dead. So, but we'll just have to find some pictures.
Paint Matt blue.
Some
Well, you can come like Renee 10 years. He doesn't have to come as current Renee.
That's true. That's true. We could do 1990s Celine, and that was kind of her peak. Yeah, and Renee.
Yeah,
That would be good. Though he's gonna go as a hockey player because that's gonna be his favorite Canadian. But Celine is my favorite.
And plus the fact that Renee was significantly older than Celine probably puts Matt off anyway. So
that's right. That's right. That's not how relationships are supposed to be.
That age split is not for him.
Right. Not for him.
I'm sorry, I zoned out somewhere about 30 episodes ago. What were you guys saying about Von Dutch hats?
Von Dutch?
I'm wearing a race hat just for the episode.
I'm a number one fan. I understand that reference. So
Nice.
Yeah. You got to adjust for
I'm
20 years that you go backwards when
the president of your guys' fan fib, so I do understand that reference.
Nice.
Yeah.
Every
Really
now
well
and
done.
again, they start talking about politics or Canadians, and I just kind of zone out.
It's all right.
I'll come back in around, I don't know, minute 56.
you do this for hours.
Yeah, for a surprisingly long time. So then Annie, being that I'm wearing a race hat from Brandon Fuller,
Oh yeah.
fill us in on racing. What's the vibe? What's the Minneapolis moms show up wearing fancy purses? Does Kelly fight anybody?
There's no pleather pants or anything like that. No.
Damn it.
It's pretty straight hillbilly shit. It's
I'm in.
Go-karting is awesome.
Go-karting is awesome. There is occasional fist fights in the pits, and I'm not joking.
Yes. That is not untrue.
My husband last year had to pull an adult male off of another adult male because
That sounds like a bathroom in Minot, actually.
Yeah. Nope. Right here in
Yeah.
Greater Grand Forks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Corey.
it was the video right after the volleyball video.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Another NC-17 video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, go-karting is awesome.
Go-karting is awesome.
It's Wednesday nights, and it's right over by River City Speedway.
Right in front of a normal racetrack.
Yeah, like people don't even know that little go-kart track exists, but it is a ton of fun. My kids absolutely love going to go-karting. It is so much fun. I would recommend for anyone to go. It's
and I think like if you're sitting in the stands, it's like $1. I think they charge you like $1. You want to go in the pits, it's $10 a person. And if you don't have to, but it is so much fun. It's next year Huck will be old enough to race putt-putt, so we'll be 3 carts deep next year. So.
One will be safe. Huck is a different breed. And
built different.
He is built different.
Yeah.
So look out.
No.
Can we sneak beer in? If not, how do we sneak beer in? And can we come?
Beer is welcome in the stands. You can bring beer. I've seen people.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's allowed as far as I know. Not in the pits, but I believe in the stands you can bring BYOB.
Oh wow!
Bring your own beer.
Bring your own baby.
Yeah. Bring your own bratwurst.
Yeah.
No,
And this feels like something we should live stream.
Yeah, I think we could do it really, really good. Maybe in a golf voice.
Yes.
They do have announcers there, and it's
Yeah.
very good.
Pretty legit.
But like people get intense about it. Like the parents
It's
are
heated.
intense.
Like they don't race for money. They,
No.
I mean, it's not. It's truly just these people are into it, and I mean, like we're into it too. My son he's pretty good. He does pretty well. He had an injury this year. He was attacked by a pig that took him out for the first several weeks of racing.
That's not a made up story.
It's an actual
That's an actual story.
Yeah.
I feel like we're breezing over this, and I kind of want you to unpack that one.
You want to hear?
Yeah.
The
listeners
listeners
here.
So we live on a farm, and we have, I don't know, like every animal you can think of pretty much, but we have pigs. And I was at hockey with Lola, which I'm always at hockey with Lola. I'm there 7 days a week, I feel like. And my husband Josh and my son Cash were chasing some pigs in that had gotten out, and there was some young boars, male pigs, and they have tusks. And when they're young, the tusks are really sharp, and it kind of turned its head and hooked Cash's leg and ripped it all the way through his thigh. So he had to have like an emergency surgery. Then it was okay. Then it got infected. They had to reopen the whole wound and let it heal from the inside out. It's been since May, and he's just about healed finally. But
had to have a wound back, carried around like a little purse. He was 14 years old, so
really put a damper on his summer.
Yeah.
So, but just think of all the chicks he's gonna get with that scar,
with that pig story. Yeah,
pretty bitchin'.
Especially hanging around Kings Walk waiting to drive his mom and auntie's home, right? Like
that's right.
pulling all kinds of birds and golf skirts.
He was so proud of us.
Yeah, he was.
Oof.
I understand.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's their house is it's a wonderful, magical world. And my children, every time we go out there, express to me how our house is so dumb and boring and their house is so awesome because they have every animal that you can pretty much think of. And it feels like that's our house, but we look relatively tame compared to the Schmaltz.
Yeah.
Oh, my husband, Uncle Rico.
Yeah. I'm a little disappointed, Kelly, that you did not do the kid voice when explaining how awesome.
Hey, this place is so stupid. This is freaking dumb.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta throw freaking in if you're my kids.
This is freaking stupid. Why you gotta be so freaking dumb all the time?
Yeah, I'm a disappointment. I've expressed that. I have one joy in life, and it is to ruin everything that my kids enjoy, and I won't give it up. I just won't.
I've given up a lot.
I won't give that
Part
up.
of parenting, right?
Yeah.
So the race is primarily local. How far away are people coming from? You mentioned there's not a lot of or no prize money, just
so if you go other places, there is prize money. You can go to Alexandria, you can go to Fargo. There's other race courses. Here they have like an award ceremony at the end of the year. They hand out prizes, and they give away like go-kart parts. So it's not like the association's like rolling in money. It comes back to the kids at the end. People come from we have Canadians come in, and that's my favorite because the Canadian national anthem is a straight fucking bop.
It is a banger.
Oh.
I have to say, I'm sorry, but oh Canada, man.
It slaps.
It does.
We have people coming from Minnesota, other places in North Dakota. People come with like their huge like campers and stuff. Like it's pretty legit.
Racing people are committed. But racing is like, I mean, if you want to pursue it, you can. I mean, it's a big thing.
Well,
but there's even adults that go-kart race in these, so it's not just children. Like the age groups go all the way up to adults, and they really scoot.
Corey, Kyle, you can come on out. We can get you guys racing. We can get you ripping, if you will.
I used to have a Honda Odyssey that I used to ride around on, so I'm familiar.
Several $1,000s to get started,
or a friend.
But once you've made that initial investment, it's just more money after that. So that's the piece.
Well, my boys.
I was going to say just like hockey.
Yeah.
I don't want to brag, but I just got an $80 ticket for failing to come to a complete and full stop at a stop sign. So I feel like
Corey, that was my segue.
In Grand Forks, Jamestown.
Amanda saw you, Corey, and she's like, "Should I call him?" I'm like, "Give him a day."
Yeah. I'm just bringing grass to the city dump 6 blocks away, but I didn't come to a full and complete stop.
I know Officer Dylan Spicer didn't give you that ticket.
It wasn't a Spicer.
Okay,
No.
I was gonna say you would have seen it, and he's pretty chill.
Kelly, I didn't
So-
realize you were doing a podcast with a felon.
Corey, we'll talk.
We'll talk.
In fairness to the officer, he couldn't have been nicer. In fairness to my oldest son, who was in the vehicle with me, he couldn't have been more angry. Like my 15-year-old was livid about the fact that I got a ticket for that.
He should be. That's ridiculous. Come on.
And the best part of it is my 15-year-old, after I pull away, and he goes, "Don't they have better things to do?" And I looked at him and I said, "You never say that to a cop, son."
We live in Grand Forks. No, this is a relatively safe place to
Right?
go.
You say, "Thank you, officer," and you take that ticket.
You have a nice day.
Does anybody follow the Grand Forks PD Instagram account?
I do, and it is hilarious.
Did you see the one about the garden clippers?
No.
No.
Yes.
Yeah. Somebody was,
Yep.
correct me if I'm wrong, car was following people around, someone stopped, and the
Yep.
following driver got out with garden clippers.
Correct.
Normal functioning people behavior.
What did they say she looked like?
She
Mass
wasn't wearing a white
assailant.
shirt.
5'2". Chemically
White shirt kept mumbling something about youth hockey and racing. I don't know.
Strong North Dakota accent.
so creepy.
Yeah, literally anybody in town.
God bless him. I hope they find her.
She probably had a reason.
She probably did have a
Or
reason.
just a bad day.
What, if you don't mind me asking, what attracts you ladies to the Canadian national anthem?
Everything?
Okay, I don't know any other country's national anthem besides obviously the Stars.
Canada.
Yeah,
We stand.
it just
up
builds.
for
It gets
God.
better and better. It's good.
It's soul shaking.
Yes, it is.
It makes maple syrup ooze out of my fucking pores.
Right. And Star Spangled Banner, like, it's okay. Like, I'm a patriot, so I like it on those terms. But
Scott, he can
right,
suck my balls.
he was
He could've did
not.
better.
He could have done
He
better.
could've
Yeah,
did
and
better.
like, Oh Canada, I want to look up now who wrote Oh
Who wrote
Canada
it?
because they bled for that song.
Canonized.
Yeah,
Canonized.
Yeah.
Saint something.
I really do enjoy it because it like even that end that Oh Canada.
Oh,
yeah, it
stop.
just, yes, it just goes.
that's a banger.
It is a banger.
Chart topper.
It's a relatively
I
new
don't
song,
know.
Yeah.
chosen to appease the Quebecois, so it's not universally popular.
Well, and you haven't heard it till you've heard the Lamoureux family sing it in French, and
Yeah.
Impressive.
They do. I know. It is impressive. Another reason I love the Lamoureux. I didn't need another one.
Yeah,
How do you feel about it, Kyle, as a Canadian?
they could have stuck with "God Save the Queen" / King. There's nothing wrong with that song.
Oh, Bob.
That one's okay.
It's a Bob.
Rob.
Well, nobody asked me anymore. Just wanted to get your 2 cents on it.
I'm also going to confess I've never actually fully understood Canada's connection to Britain, and I've looked it up several times. And I still, if you went, why is the Queen on their money? I'd go, because she is. That's a stupid question.
It's like
Because I
they
don't-
banged in high school and just stayed friends like that.
Yes, right. Thank you. Like I don't fully understand it. I don't fully understand why they continue to do it. That's a real question. Did you learn that in school growing up?
Yeah. Yeah.
In grade 11? Did I sound like a Canadian? 11th grade.
Former colony taken away from the French. So
Okay. All right. See, again,
it was a sniffer
will-
France. Yeah.
that never likes to stick up here. And so again, we'll do this conversation again in approximately 6 months.
That's fair.
Kelly-
Yeah.
Annie, do you see why I zone out periodically?
Corey, what should we talk about?
I got anything else. Like they get off on these political tangents about queens sleeping with the hired help, and I just want to go somewhere else in my
Kyle
brain.
and I can also have riveting conversations about presidents. All right, we can do that. So settle down. We'll save it for.
Well,
Keep your pants on. Okay,
we'll bring that back.
Everybody's
Getting too horny.
Yeah, we'll start Washington and we'll move all the way forward.
All the way.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
46 episodes as of right now.
This has got to be my frivolous type penance for all the times I bored people to death in my life.
Corey, I saw a thing the other day. I sent it to my sisters, and I thought it might be a good idea for you. Said, I think I'm going to start booing people when I find myself in conversations that I don't want to be in.
Yeah.
And so just start boo. And that's it.
What episode is this? Because I want to mark that as.
We'll save one for you, Corey. That's like all the best conspiracy theories, and my new favorite one is like 400 years of history didn't happen. They just fast forwarded it to cement some claims of the Catholic Church. They just skipped ahead 400 years.
I'm all right with that.
That's something to think about.
Yeah, so it's actually like 1624.
And do not get Kyle and I started on the moon landing.
Alleged.
It didn't happen.
They did not sail that Jiffy Pop bag to the moon.
They
There's
did.
literally no way.
They didn't. And Nixon didn't get on the phone.
That
From-
I believe. That part that's legit. Yeah.
Oh, he just opened the Nixon door too.
Guys, you know how long I've wanted to make this a murder podcast, how long I've wanted to do conspiracy theories, how long I've wanted to do Bravo celebrities. Yes, that is a thing, guys. It is celebrities on the Bravo network. Okay, so just keep your minds open. Okay, all right.
Have you ever seen those TV shows where they're filming a TV show and the hosts go off the rails and all of a sudden it just blanks out to the blank will be right back screen? That's where I am right now. I'm like,
What am I gonna do tomorrow? What did I wear yesterday?
did I wear pants at work yesterday? Nah, I work from home.
I wonder where I put my birth certificate.
That's a legit question.
Wait, show it to you.
Well, to bring it back to something Corey wants to talk about,
Yay.
we haven't had a show in a while. I don't think much happened. Playoffs ended, I think, in a tie. That's how NHL. Yes, no.
Oh,
They
we
just
don't-
called that off because they couldn't declare a winner.
We can't talk about what happened this year, who won the Stanley Cup, because Kyle's therapist asked us not to tell him what actually happened. No, remember, Kyle, they canceled that game. It never.
That's what I thought. Yeah,
everybody
COVID.
went home. Remember? Yeah.
Joe Biden
I
got
haven't
COVID,
talked-
they couldn't finish the Stanley Cup.
I have a talking point on that for you, Kyle.
Let's hear it.
So my friend Mr. Bean and I had a long discussion about why I thought the Oilers should lose. And
Okay.
it came down to, I don't think that Connor McDavid should ever win a Stanley Cup.
Oh,
And here's why.
Okay.
The dude is so ridiculously good at his sport. The person in me that just wants to see the world burn believes he should never accomplish that penultimate goal.
Counterpoint, he's not a nice looking kid. Let him win something.
So 30 seconds after the Oilers lost it, I may have sent him a GIF with a dancing devil just going like,
oh no. I
Maybe
almost sent Amanda a blink twice if you're okay text. And I did it for fear that Kyle would see her phone and not take it as a joke at that
Yeah.
point. Because I knew, like, I haven't sent that yet. So because I still don't think that we're okay.
Almost sent Kyle an edible arrangement.
You did almost get an edible already. Hey buddy.
Sorry about that.
Here
Here's
you
some
go.
cantaloupe on a stick.
Yeah. so what
I
else
did
happened?
just send you both the GIF that I sent to Tony, and you can rate it based upon how you feel about that.
For Mr.
Are we a GIF show or a GIF show? Should we nail this down?
The inventor calls it a GIF, and we will also call it a GIF.
That is true. GIF, we don't know.
Like if God came down and said it's actually Jod.
Yes, exactly.
No,
I've been saying it wrong.
imbecile.
That clears that up,
I gave you guys thumbs.
right?
Idiots.
I mean, it's tough, but it's fair.
Yeah. Also true. Yeah. So we can move past that ugliness. There was an NHL draft. We had some summer. We had 4th of July. What other topics do you want to cover?
Acceptable topics my husband won't yell at me for talking about later.
Wow.
Like I said, I mean, like we could go to Bravo Celebrities. There's a lot of shit going on with the Real Housewives of New Jersey right now. Shit.
Boo, boo.
All right, that's fine. Margot would get it. We've already discussed this, that she gets it. She's a Bravo level.
That's why she'll be the first 3-time guest.
So, I mean, that won't cut it, I guess. Again, Matt would also boo that, Corey, so it's understandable.
Oh, trust me. Matt's already texted me 3 times and said, please keep booing them.
Don't do it. But you know what, though? He does that thing that, like, most guys do where they're like, what are you even watching? And then they're full into the storyline about 20 minutes later. Like, well, I thought she was married to him. I didn't think that they knew each other before that. And I'm like, oh, I thought you didn't like this, but sit down and strap in for an education because it's a whole family pie chart here.
I was just about to tell you that's complete BS, and then I reminded myself I've seen the entire series run of the Gilmore Girls twice through.
There you go. See? Sucked you right in. Okay.
Yeah.
So, there's a reason why people like this garbage. All right. People like me.
Hey, we can talk about, we can talk about mom porn. The geometric growth increase
Mom or
of
stepmom
porn. Yeah, mom porn. What I mean by that is television shows made by Netflix and Amazon Prime that are clearly pushed towards the demographic of moms.
Oh yeah.
Outlander, I think, is a show.
Oh, do not get me started on Outlander. This is a family program, okay?
Is it?
Ooh, well,
I've said the F word a few times.
well, that in our family. So
we do in our family,
yeah.
She already said she doesn't think that those kind of things require an R rating anyway.
No, if I was working there, some sketchy shit might fall through the cracks. But so take your kids to see Deadpool and Wolverine. It's a real family friendly film. No, you are correct. There's a lot of that anymore, Corey. Lots of aim. But have you ever noticed too on that same subject? And this one actually pisses me off. Any alcoholic beverage that's aimed at females, so like seltzers and mom waters, they're sold in 4-packs and they're twice the price of everything else.
Yes.
Like female, like directed alcohol, like marketed to, is twice the price and half the size, and it is upsetting.
I'd like to amend that statement slightly, though. Any drink that is trying to be sold to the female or mom demographic or Josh Brown.
Exactly. He's just smart.
Thank you. Yeah.
And you ever notice too, like, how many beers do you drink? Like, minus, like, I know, like, I think Michelob Ultra puts calories on there, but like most beers don't have the calories on the cans, but all female drinks have the calorie count on the cans. You ever know, like all seltzers say that they're 100 calories. And so it's a little bit offensive.
Bet you we could 3 degrees of Kevin Bacon this back to why female hockey is not the same as boys hockey.
Yeah.
Do go on.
Get that start out. Yeah.
Bullshit.
It is bullshit.
I'm actually interested in the logistics of how you get there. Go ahead.
I'm gonna need a notebook, box of Cheez-Its.
We're gonna beautiful mind this shit right now. It's just...
Do you have one of those like those pin and yarn things up? Because I really want to do one of those.
I do too. On any topic.
Yeah.
To be your next party, not a PowerPoint, but a yarn, a string yarn chart of connecting back. I watched a lot of homicide shows, as I brought up several times, and those are very popular on homicide shows to show the connection.
Yeah,
between.
I like that.
I feel like we would only solve the mystery of why that is, in fact, Kyle's Swedish-made penis pump and how that is his bag, baby.
Tyler had his name on it. We all know. We knew it was
Stop, Mom.
I know at least 3 Kyle Kosers.
Yeah. The thing is, Corey, that joke would have landed, but you know I would never use anything from a socialist country. Right?
Come on.
Yeah.
American-made wiener pumps are enough.
American penis.
They start making those in America.
Yeah.
It's an import-only business, Kyle. I can't help it.
If it's not made in the Rust Belt by some dude that had 6 bush lights on the way to work, I don't want it.
Interesting that you went with Rust Belt.
Yeah, right?
Good choice.
Yeah.
And as things are rusty, we've gone completely off the rails.
That's 100% why I invited
These
Annie
are
on the
my
show.
favorite episodes, though. Is when you go off the rails, like
I like the last episode. Let's call it eclectic. That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a solid episode.
let's call it eclectic.
That's what it was called.
Yeah, I
last
know, but I'm
episode.
just saying is I like it.
Yeah, well, that's what it was. As the president of your fan club.
No.
What do you have suggestions for the name of this one?
Sniffers
Yeah.
Row.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
super pretty solid.
I think we better pull the cold open into this episode.
Yeah,
No, we can let people just their imaginations run wild.
yeah.
I'm intrigued and a little grossed out, but I'm clicking on it.
This seems like clickbait.
Yeah.
I'm in.
I'm in.
Now, to
How-
segue past that, what is the groupie situation for 14-year-old go-karters?
Oh,
Cash is a groupie for Jersey Rosinski. So
you're even gonna throw it out there?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
he knows this love has been professed. This is not a
She's
secret
like the
love.
prettiest, coolest girl maybe ever.
She is.
in like the whole world. So it's not like, yeah, it's fine, but there's little
like
girls
the-
walking around there like
She's like the Denise Richards of sprint car racing.
she really is.
You know,
She's so
like
cute.
she is adorable and badass and cool.
Where did you pull Denise Richards?
I'm just thinking of like a girl that like boys like stop for. She got
Goddamn.
well, not so much anymore. She's if you watch The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, you would
You know.
understand.
Yeah.
It's just not
So-
the same position as she
Kelly
previously
Corey
was.
falling asleep again.
Yeah, I was looking for
No, I
like,
said Denise Richards.
Sorry. I went to my
Yeah.
happy place. Sorry.
I was just looking for clarification if it was like Wild Things Denise Richards or like present day I'm still on OnlyFans Denise Richards.
Well, Wild Things era.
Okay.
We also, as our fan club president,
And now I'm back. Thank you.
we have a segment of the show of
The show just went from
Boobs.
6 to midnight.
boobs on movies that change people's lives. That is part of the show. And she's part of that.
Beautiful thing.
What Matt could do a whole segment. He
We
really
know.
could.
We know.
Just beautiful moments
Yeah.
in childhood.
So special.
It- can't go too far wrong with the topic. To discuss something more serious for a minute, are you guys familiar with the back and forth between the NCAA and Congress and some of those machinations?
I am not.
Very briefly,
I'm gonna
there's-
let you guys talk about this while I just think about adult nude volleyball. Go ahead.
Enjoy that, Corey. I love that for you.
Long story short, there's some back and forth, I guess, with the powers that be and how it boils out for college hockey. There may be a new limit on the roster size of 26. Now, for some schools, that won't matter much, but the deal is each of those 26 roster spots gets a full scholarship. So it's going to cut out walk-ons, the small scholarship guys, sort of the Rudy type situations. And there's a lot of teeth gnashing amongst the college hockey crew about that right now, because I think it eliminates a lot of different opportunities
Yeah.
for kids.
What are they claiming the benefit to the 26? But like why are they claiming that this would be a good thing?
None really. This is a trickle down from football. Football wants to limit theirs to 130, something about, the payments to just keep things manageable. They tried to, this is a very verbose type of legislation. kind of boils down to the fact that they're just trying to fit the football rules to hockey and somehow came out at 26. There's probably something I'm missing here, but that's the crux of it. And at a time when college hockey is growing and both on the men's and the women's side, I think artificially limiting roster spots and when this comes in, it's going to push a bunch of kids right out. Like they will have no college hockey home anymore. And I think it's the opposite direction to take.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think that, like you said, why do you want to take away those like underdog stories? I think that you see less and less of those anyways nowadays because of,
really everybody's so hyper trained.
Right, hyper trained, and there's a lot of money behind, and they're usually on the radar, from a very young age. And so when you hear those Cinderella stories, I love a Cinderella story. So I'm a little pissy about this. I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
Kyle, how much of this is really bent on keeping things like football, or instead trying to limit the NIL funding that's going around in the era?
That's all part of it, Corey, too, because the writing on the wall is kids are about to get paid NIL money or actual salaries. Like, oh, we better rein in these roster sizes. NCAA has never really been all that big on hockey, so like, oh, geez, well, football's 130. Let's pick a number for you and a number for you, and hockey got 26. Yeah.
You don't even know how many people are on the ice. We'll just say 26.
Yeah, and so read some discussions about this, and
good number for hockey.
Yeah, right. And so say for North Dakota, that probably means 4 kids are out here, from smaller schools. It won't affect them. Maybe trying to restore some competitive balance. But again, you don't like to hear stories about kids that are already there losing a spot just because some dipstick decided to make a new rule.
Again, like you said, it's all about money. It's all of it. If you look at, they don't flat out say that, but that's, when you dig into it, why those decisions get made.
Yeah.
This feels like a big school or not a big school, a mid-cap level school, not having the competitive ability to keep NIL money in place. And so we'll limit our roster size because it limits our NIL exposure.
Yeah. Right. I would agree. Again, there's a very good chance I'm missing something here, but like that at first blush seems to be the most obvious answer, right?
Again, this is just Matt drawing attention to us.
Yeah.
Nobody.
You think he's here, so I can bring him in live on camera.
Nobody.
I didn't even hear what he said.
We're not looking at him, so he just gets the dog riled up. So we all look at him.
If he isn't wearing pants, can you please bring him on camera? Otherwise, we're not interested.
He's not wearing pants. I'm hopping off camera. Hey,
I don't know how to take that.
I told Kelly before, I'll climb that tree.
Yes, tell him all the time.
Yeah, and I love my husband, but he's got a good thing going on. He looks good in shorts. That's all I'm saying.
He can wear a pair of shorts. The shorts don't wear. Right.
I think the hemline's a little too long, or the inseam's a little too long on the shorts, but
they are. He's a millennial. Okay, so there's no 4-inch inseam going on. No. It just his millennial soul needs cargo pockets and knee length.
He does have the second best calves in the 2011 Junior Sioux Dad group. So
he's got the best ones. Eric Fabian.
No, I wear a lot of pants, so I'm not going to tell you.
You can't reveal the identity.
No.
Yeah. Do you know how this is going to eat Matt from the inside out that you said second best? He will know no rest till he discovers who you think the first is. So don't tell him. Don't tell him.
I won't. Don't tell him I'm 10 years older than him either.
Yeah, just let him ruminate and let that eat him alive. All right.
Doesn't hurt to have
Birkenstocks. Those Birks are rooting his cab definition.
Right. He's going to be in that garage doing calf raises and tell me that this episode had nothing to do with that. He was going to do
purely coincidence.
That's because of what Corey said.
I do these every day anyways.
Just straight drinking egg yolks and doing calf raises in the garage.
Yep. It's just body dysmorphia, okay? And it can be a good thing.
That's okay. Yeah. Now that Kelly's used a big word, you guys want to nerd it up for a minute?
Sure.
Go on.
You guys are gonna have to read this book. Annie, you too.
We're Pee-wees?
Pee-wees.
Rich Cohen Pee-wees.
Yeah, it's a tell-all about with dudes with little wieners.
Right.
Just kidding. It's about hockey players in Connecticut. So I repeat myself.
Same difference.
I don't think that's safe sport compliant, Kyle. I just don't.
It's summertime, Corey. There's no rules now. You know what I mean? It's like a Kennedy party on Martha's Vineyard. No rules. Thank you, Kelly.
I got that.
It's former Sports Illustrated writer, now hockey dad, follows his kids' Pee Wee team through a season of Pee Wee hockey in Connecticut about 5 or 6 years ago. Good back and forth for a period of time. You think he's the problem dad, and at the end he redeems himself. So it's a very quick read, a couple hundred pages, $6.
Nice.
Give it a read, and then we can do book club.
That's for my taste, but
Book club.
Yeah. Well, we're already drinking, Corey. We might as well add the books in.
Okay. Well, Kyle, I'm a good midway through the Matheny Manifesto, which is it's a gentleman who's played professional baseball who started his own youth association and how he's running his youth association. So we're reading similar books.
Yeah. Kelly just made the Corey board face there.
No. I'm literally, I love this because Matt constantly wants me to order him books, but they all have to be sports books. That's the condition. So these are all good suggestions. So then I can act like I pay attention to things he's interested in.
Do you have to get him a picture per word ratio in these books, or is it all words?
Hockey player, Corey. So yeah, there's a limit to
They're called board books. They're for children.
Gotta have the little flaps that Yeah.
See Dick skate. See James skate. Skate is good.
Yeah.
Geez, first the Cavs and now this.
I know.
Yeah.
Vicious.
I'm gonna get Dad beat up so bad for all these jokes, but it was worth it.
Next time Matt sees you,
Pummels me to death.
a few things to talk about, Corey.
I also happen to have a mutual friend with this cat, so I thought we could read it and then have him on the show.
Oh,
Very nice.
I'm in, Kyle. When you're done, pass it along. I'm not paying $6 for that thing.
Well,
We'll take turns.
in anticipation of this question, I already wrote my name in there so Corey wouldn't steal it on me.
It's also tough.
Now it's worth nothing on Amazon.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Can't even sell it.
Good luck getting $350 out of this thing.
yeah.
Which is what Amanda says when she tries to pimp me out in Canada, you know?
Yeah. Exactly.
Andy,
More
what else
cap
you want to talk
raise.
about? You've been surprisingly reasonable. We don't like that.
You guys seen Gypsy Rose's murder photos yet?
That has taken up a lot of our conversation.
Pretty
No.
thrilling.
It's worth looking into. That's
Okay.
what we're saying.
Go down
Okay.
that road.
Yeah. You're not gonna be okay. Hey, you guys. I know that I know attorney is loose, but guess what, guys? This is what you should have been getting into was homicide. Why didn't you go to law school for that? Okay.
To kill people, I considered it the entire time I was there. But I just didn't pull the trigger, literally.
Yeah.
All right. Learn
You've
the
got-
law so
you've
you
got
can
lots
better
of
break
years.
the law.
Got
You know?
years in front of you.
Did you ever watch Dexter?
Nope.
Well-
So good.
He's a blood spatter analyst who's also a serial killer.
Corey and I don't watch stuff unless it has subtitles in it. So, sniff.
Sniff.
Or apparently gratuitous nudity.
Yeah.
That's right.
It might have both of those things.
Yeah, it doesn't happen. It's worthwhile. Come on, check out Dexter. All right.
Okay.
It's disappointing me. The millennial in me is dying because Dexter's a thing, guys. All right. Take my word for it.
Okay. I'll even write it down. How does that sound?
It's a good show.
So, the waning days
What
of
other-
July here. Anything you're going to miss when hockey starts up here right away, and then we don't get a break until May?
I haven't had a break yet from hockey. I don't think you have either, have you? A little bit, I guess. The boys aren't. They're not like full force.
Right. They've skated a little this summer, but not a lot. But
I'm normally not a summer hockey mom. This is my first ever summer having any kid play hockey in the summer. So this is new to me. I've never done that, but Lola's in the rink 4 days a week at least.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it will literally just combine. It'll be one grand year. So
yeah. I'm just gonna miss the lake. That's it, you know, and we start up, Jet starts Team ND not this weekend, but the next weekend.
Yeah.
And so we're rolling into it, and yeah, it's kind of bittersweet. Although we off the breaks, guys, we've got football season before. Okay. So are your guys' boys playing football?
I don't think so, unless that changes.
My oldest will, my middle boy will not.
Yeah.
Really?
Nope, he decided to hang up the cleats this year.
That's all right. You know what?
Well, Jet will play football with Cash at Valley this year, won't he?
Oh yeah.
Cash and Jet will play together at Valley Middle School. Go Royals. Go Royals. Go Royals.
Yeah, I thought Archie might give it a try, and so far, no.
All right. But yeah, my boys, for some reason, because like I said, I don't enjoy sports played outside. They love football. But I will say, it's been fun. I've enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to enjoy it, because normally I just like watching hockey. But football is pretty fun. I can tell why it's getting more and more popular.
Sure.
Time. It's fun sport to watch, and the kids around here really like football. When we went to the meeting the other night, I was blown away how many kids were at that youth football.
That Facebook posting they posted, I want to say they said Grand Forks Youth Football had 1,000 kids sign up. Could that be right?
Over 1,000.
Over 1,500, I believe, is what they said at the
That
Holy cow.
blows my mind. That's so wonderful.
Yeah, I agree. I love it.
Like, I love hockey, but I think sports in any sport is important for a kid. Like I don't enjoy football, but if that's what kids enjoy, that's fine.
Right. No, I think it's great too.
Yeah.
It's
Good to see.
It is, and they have a lot of fun. And I'm amazed how, like, when I go to these games, they do a really good job. These kids, like, it's a fun game of football to watch.
I'm blanking on Paul's last name, the head of the Youth Football Association.
Strandy.
But was that Strandy? Yes.
Yeah.
But he is running an absolute Cadillac program in youth sports as far as Grand Forks youth football goes. He's done a fantastic job.
He really has. He does a great job.
Well, the numbers speak for themselves.
I know.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
But it's
kidding.
fun to see too, because I can't wait, as this is getting so popular, to see Grand Forks Central and Grand Forks Red River, their high school teams, you know, because like football's not been like a huge thing for Grand Forks, but I have a feeling that's going to change, because when you see all these kids playing football at this age, give it 5 years and watch what's going to happen for high school football here.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Nice problem to have.
Sports, kind of the importance of sports in child's lives, like ebb and flow through the years. Like I feel like when I was a kid, like it was everything. And then I feel like there was a period of time where like no kids played sports. And I feel like we're kind of coming back into like a flow of kids finding sports important again.
Yeah.
Wanting to be athletic, wanting to make teams. Like for a while there, I was like, where the hell are all the kids? Like there's nobody here.
Well, and that leads me to my other beef, and this is the cheerleader in me. I don't know how many young listeners we have, but for the love of God, go to high school sporting events and sit in the student section. It's freaking awesome.
Yes.
And that you guys don't do this is the dumbest thing in the world. I hate that you go to, I mean, football's a little bit different. Any Central and Red River football games that I've gone to, the football student section is pretty good.
pretty
But
decent.
hockey, man,
It is sad.
it's crickets
Yeah.
until the state tournament. And I'm like, but we used to go, we
If
went
you-
to basketball, we went to volleyball,
Yeah.
we went to football, we just went to everything because everybody was going, you know?
When I went to high school in the 1900s, you had to go to the JV game so you could have a seat for the varsity game.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
That's how many kids went, and it was still people would get into arguments over like, that's my seat, get on my seat. Like it was packed, and we're talking like Grand Forks versus Grafton. It wasn't like it was even Central River,
That was like one of the biggest games was
Mhm.
versus Grafton.
and it
So,
was every single game. No one comes anymore.
I
I'm the
know.
loudest one in that freaking arena.
I don't know how you get kids back, but I hope that
I feel
happens
like it
again.
just kind of. I feel like we're getting there.
Yeah.
I feel like we're getting there, just in general.
Yeah. I think so too. And I think part of the deal is you actually just need one group of kids to go to drag the others along too. And I think that would be a big deal here. And football obviously has that group, and I think it exists in hockey too. Just get them in the door a couple times, and I think that grows a little bit too. And I guess to that point too, I know there are some like outreach programs, but I think that might be a good. Actually, one of the former guests we had on the show, Danny Marto, mentioned that with baseball, trying to forge a few more ties between the high school team and the youth teams to get them coming again. Oh, because I know I got to come practice and play catch with this guy. I'm going to go to the games too. So I think that might be the next step there too, is to little different group of kids now. And again, just sort of the way of the world, like it, sort of they're not, sometimes won't just come because it's there. They need a reason to, and I think that's the next logical step to me. And I thought that was a real good idea by Danny to be like, hey, well, I'll get them coming to the practices or whatever it is, and then get them coming back. So maybe that's something that can be done too.
Danny's got good sports brain. Like I feel like Danny's got good coach brain. His brain is wired like that. Like he's good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does
And
it.
if anyone can do it, I think Danny can do it.
Yeah.
Careful, this is not a podcast where we tell Danny good things about Danny.
We don't say that.
Well, this was not scripted. That came up
Danny,
as
if you're listening.
organically.
Yeah.
You have a good brain.
That's not what we're here for.
Next subject.
Yeah. My bad.
This is also nowhere where we talk good things about Central's program whatsoever. Like just so we all know.
All right. Well, thanks for having me on the show.
The real.
Does Matt have his pants back on yet now that I said that?
He did. Now look what you've done. All right.
Good. I'm sorry.
Shriveled right up.
Yeah, he's
And just totally reminded me of something from before. And Kelly, I cut you off. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I'm just saying he's coming to Corey's house to have a word. That was the last show.
As soon as he's done crying,
All right.
he's gonna be there.
When he's
You're
done
right there.
Crying, he's gonna be there.
I live in the White House on Windward Street that's currently having an addition built to it, not the one beside it.
baby.
I'm 6'4" and a former professional hockey player.
I'm writing all this down for him.
Ask
Yeah.
for Eric.
You have it handy.
Yeah.
Amy, you want to tell us really briefly about the trap shooting?
Yes.
My boy, and then Jet just recently sort of found an interest in shooting. So
Oh, I hope. Okay, so Grand Forks Central started a trap shooting program. What did I say? Like 2 years ago, I want to say.
Yeah.
It's not. What's the word? Is it accredited or
A sanctioned
a
sport.
sanctioned sport? They can't letter in it yet. I hope. I'm really hoping eventually they will. But
So it's more of a club.
it's yeah.
It can't be considered a
it-
sport.
But it's the kids that come out and shoot are phenomenal. Cash started shooting at the Grand Forks gun club maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago. And when he started, the guys that run that are also the guys who run the Grand Forks Central shooting. And when he was younger, they're like, hey, when you're in the 7th grade, you need to shoot for Central. And he shot for Central last year and he did so well. He unfortunately didn't get to go to state because of his injury. He had just had surgery, but I love it. It's fantastic. And I know they're really trying to grow it. So hopefully boys like Jet and Archie, they all, the scholarships that are out there right now for trap shooting are crazy.
Yes.
They're phenomenal. You can literally get a full ride for trap shooting right now. And it's growing, and it's really fun to see, because I mean it's a sport that's actually useful. It's
I think it's fun too because I went to a couple of his matches or considered a match.
meat or something.
Meet, yeah. And what I like about it too is it's fun, and these kids are so good. Like I would embarrass myself out there, but that goes for a lot of sports and clubs for Kelly. So that's understandable.
Monday.
That's another topic, but they teach them such amazing etiquette and respect with guns. And I think like that, so like you get the people that are like, oh, I don't like it because kids are shooting guns, and I'm like, actually though, the way that these kids are taught to handle firearms, the respect for them, it's downright impressive.
I want to say it's USA High School Trap Association has on their website. It might be them, it might be another one, but that they've had 0 injuries related to the sport ever. It's so technically the safest sport you can be in.
Right.
Yeah.
And take some of that mystique away from the guns too. If kids don't get a chance to handle them, then it's not such a taboo deal, right? So.
Yep, and they get a respect for it. They understand it, they learn about it, they get a respect for it. Like I said, this has opened my eyes to new clubs and activities and sports, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I will be back to watch it again because these kids are impressive and they work really hard.
Yeah. And I'm not sure if you're following along with the Olympics, but the U.S. has currently 0 medals in shooting, and I'm so disappointed. We could have sent 10 kids from Chicago and knocked that shit out. But
just wait for Schmaltz to come through the ranks.
What if he's off the IR?
Right? So it's embarrassing for us to lose a shooting competition.
Oh, funny. And when World War III happens, we're ready. So it's also
maybe Flavor Flav will then sponsor the men's trap shooting
like
team,
he did
the women's synchro team.
Maybe Shania will sponsor it, and the dads can just go.
Wonderful. Sorry.
Yeah. Flavor Flav.
This is why I was a Flavor of Love fan in the early 2000s, because I saw this in him. So know that I called it first.
Is there a reality show you haven't seen?
Nope. Rock of Love, Flavor of Love. I love New York.
Listen, there are people with autism who have special abilities, can do math backwards, forwards. They can speak 18 languages, play 19 instruments. Kelly has the special flavor of autism where she can recite any garbage TV show lore for the last 20 years.
I've actually optioned the film rights to Bravo Lady, a follow-up remake.
Yeah, well, that went for VH1 as well, though, when that was still a thing, because that's where all Rock of Love and Flavor of Love, and all of the spin-offs, because then A Real Chance at Love. Do you remember that one?
So I don't know if you'd call it a reality show or not, but my favorite was The Girls Next Door with Hugh Hefner's girlfriend. I actually, so I'm married and I have 4 children, but the greatest moment of my life was when I met Hugh Hefner's girlfriend, Bridget, in Las Vegas.
Bridget Marquardt.
No kidding.
I have a picture. I'm shitting my pants.
She didn't smile like that at her wedding, at the birth of
her
children.
None of those things. Me being just uber articulate, I'm I'm just so excited. Nothing like this has ever happened to me before. I'm from North Dakota.
She threw that in.
That's literally what I said to her.
Yeah.
Well, with that accent, I think you could have saved yourself and not said North Dakota, right?
Unfortunately, during the time of Sarah Palin, I would often get asked if I was from where Sarah Palin is from.
Alaska.
Wasilla, Alaska, yeah.
Nope, I'm not.
No.
Nope.
Yeah, how disappointing.
A little bit.
Well, Corey, should we do a shout out to Mr. Andrews?
We probably should. Oh, you mean right now?
Do it.
Sure, why not?
All right. North Dakota After Dark is proudly brought to you by Andrews Construction Services. They have over 20 years of experience in all areas of construction. Projects worked on include banks, oral surgery offices, dental offices, schools, retail space, auto body shops. You name it, they can build it. We offer assistance with all phases of construction from the initial design phase all the way through completion. You dream it, we can make it a reality. Endries Construction Services.
Corey, really well done.
You know, every now and again, I do that one thing I do well, half-ass.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
Yeah.
Works all of the time, 50%.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Other topics to
Would you-
cover. Anybody have anything else? Parting shots? Corey, you want to ask your favorite question?
Well, I would love to know, are there any like chirps in racing?
Ooh, I don't know. I wish Cash was down here. There has to be.
Like, can you chirp someone when they race poorly?
We can talk each other and the kids.
So my kids are kind of known as dirty racers, so I think they just drive and that's their chirp, because we have more parents complain about my kids racing because they're aggressive.
Yeah.
Like last year we had a dad walk up to us and he's like, to my husband, and he's like, "Can you tell your kid to cool it?" And he's like, "Nope, I will not." Yeah, he goes,
They get
"I'll
yellow
let-"
flagged a lot, which
Yeah.
means
Okay.
that they people with their cars. So
How do you get in front of someone if you don't do that though?
Robin's racing.
Robin's
Right.
racing.
So is that dick trickle or? I forget the gentleman's name in Days of Thunder. The actor, or not the actor's name, but the character's name.
Oh,
Ooh,
The last name is Trickle, but
Dick Trickle.
that's a real guy.
Full trickle? Full trickle? No.
Yeah,
Now
Cole.
Now I must
Cole
know.
feels right. Cole feels right. Maybe I have the
Cole-
trickle wrong.
No, I think Kelly's searching it up. Yeah, so we get
Cole Trickle.
I should
You are
probably
correct.
do the racing chirps better because we're constantly like those damn Schmaltz kids. They're just trying to get some, checkered flag action.
That's the point. That's why they're there.
That's why they're there. You're not first, you're last. That's what Cash
Right.
Go-kart says.
Yep, he's got the Ricky Bobby themed go-kart.
He's just a hairy American winning machine.
Cole Trickle. You got it.
Yeah.
Hey, Mert,
Not just a hat rack.
not just a hat rack.
Yeah, Cash has a Ricky Bobby themed go-kart, and he
Yep.
even has Karen the Cougar on the
On
roof
top.
of his
Oh,
sprint
so
car.
good.
It is
Nice.
so great.
Has he ever thought he was accidentally on fire and asked to help me Tom Cruise? Help me?
Luckily, they have to wear fire retardant suits because
Okay.
they're shooting pretty good. So
Yeah, they are. Okay. The fact that those children do not, I one time sat in his go-kart. That if you have an ounce of claustrophobia in your body, you are not a go-kart racer. They are in there. It is so confined
you're
and
literally tethered
Yep.
to your steering.
yep, you are tethered. Like the steering wheel comes off, they pop them into the cart and then they put the steering wheel back on.
Mhm.
It would be, I would be full fighting.
Flight activated.
Yeah. I'd be out of there, so they'd be like, "Well, that was an expensive experiment. You're not a go-kart racer." Well, I guess. So yeah, it's something else. But yeah, there's what I'd really like to hear is if there's any shit talking. I always find it interesting. The racers have to have earpieces in, and that's how they tell them where they're supposed to be. I always get interested when they get in trouble with like a yellow flag, if the guy in the ear
Brady
gives
yeah.
them any
he gets saucy sometimes.
Yeah.
'Cause I know Lola will come back and she'll be like, "Oh, Brady was yelling at me, and I wasn't even my yellow." And I'm like, "It was your yellow, honey."
Yeah. So I always find that interesting that they can hear what's being said, but you're watching the race and you have no idea. But it's kind of cute because when they yellow flag, they line them back up in order and they have to talk to all of the little racers and their earpiece.
Your
And,
transponder.
yeah, it'd be kind of
I like
nice to have that for hockey.
Maybe
What
not.
are you fucking doing out there?
Topher Scott had a thing on his Twitter account. Speaking of that, maybe a month ago, 6 weeks ago, Troy, do you see this? Said a
Yes, I
friend,
did. It finally actually happened.
yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. A friend called him and said, "Hey, kid came to the bench, said, Coach, can you fix my helmet?" He had a earpiece in there so his dad could.
Oh no,
Yep.
stop.
Right, Corey? Did I miss
Yes, he
something?
did.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, we didn't miss it at all. It finally happened where that about 2 years ago, a comedy routine came out where a dad in a comedy sketch had a thing in his kid's ear so he could yell at him, and some dad finally decided it's important to tell his kid how to play the game during the game.
Good grief.
I hate to tell you, but that guy's name was Corey Irian.
Don't do your
But it
best.
wouldn't be
Do my
helpful.
best.
It wouldn't be helpful advice. It'd just be me yelling at like flies. Like, dude, be better. Like, just be better out there. Be better.
Could you just try better? That's
Yeah.
I see, and I liked the opposite of that. Did you guys ever watch that video of the little boy that they mic'd him up? The
Oh
termite
yeah.
gave me one of my favorite insults, you rusty old paint can. So that's one of my new favorite go-tos. You freaking rusty old paint can. So that I support, but I don't support the dad with the earpiece. I think, like Annie said, tell me you didn't make varsity without telling me you didn't make varsity.
That's why I like women's hockey more than men's hockey, because the chirps I hear from men's hockey are like, you have bad breath. And women are so much more vindictive and vicious, and I'm 100% in.
Yeah,
Like,
it's very entertaining.
Girls are mean.
Girls are mean. Yeah.
It's all right.
You
I'm
know
okay
what?
with it.
As
So-
a mean girl, that's okay.
I'll allow it.
We're about at our time here. Unless anybody has any parting shots, we can cut it off so people can listen to this in a reasonable amount of time. Or are you going to listen again, Annie, or just be content that you're here because this might cut our listenership in half?
I need the check mark next to the episode, so I'm probably gonna have to listen
Yeah.
to it. Otherwise, it'll
Yeah.
feel wrong. Yeah.
I wish you great luck, because I've never listened to this. I never will. I can't.
come on.
I can't stand the sound of my own voice.
You're not gonna be the vice president of the fan club anytime soon.
You're not even on the list.
No,
I don't think I would
not
be
even
invited.
second place. Might be Matt Moreland.
I am first place for the Matt Moreland No Pants fan club, apparently. So. Or my second there too.
Well, I think he is in my kitchen with my wife, so I should go check that pants situation here.
Yeah, you might want to. We discussed the calves that man has. All right,
Yeah.
so don't leave him.
Second place Cavs.
Yeah.
She's just a woman.
Yeah, something like, hey, is that it? Am I complimenting or am I going full Corey?
I would ask him when are you going to flex? Like anytime soon.
Got it, okay. Also, I got new Birks, so I should show him those,
Ooh,
Yeah.
He'll be proud.
Yeah.
Like a proud papa.
Yeah. Annie, thanks a lot for joining us. I appreciate it. I hope it was everything you thought it would be.
Thanks for having me. I'll start drafting my next round of requests to be on the show.
Yeah, just I really appreciate the directness of when you just came up and said I'm going to be on the show. So just do that next time when you're ready.
That's right. That's how we hope to get all of our future guests, is that they tell us they're coming on here.
It did happen to me once at the Purper where a guy came up and said I'd like to be on the show, but I don't know who it was.
We're gonna find him. If you're listening,
If you're out there,
If you're
If you're listening,
lead with your
weren't
first
as
name.
You weren't nearly as creepy as you thought you were.
yeah.
Right? So there you go. Well, again, that's very wide ranging. So thanks for listening to Sniffer's Row.
Snap.
Have a nice evening, everyone.
Au revoir.
Well done again.
Deuces.
Good night, guys.